Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. A store has 7 red shirts, 15 black shirts, 13 white shirts, and 5 green shirts. What portion of the shirts are black? So we do need to know what the total number of shirts would be. So that means adding up 7 plus 15 plus 13 plus 5. So you'd want to use compatible numbers whenever possible. 7 and 3 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. So 10 plus 10 would be 20. And 2 plus 1 would be 40. So we have a total of 40 shirts. So let's make that our denominator. Total shirts. Now, black. How many are black? Let's review again how many are black. It says 15 are black. That's 15 out of 40. Now, if we simplify this, we might start by dividing by, both of these are divisible by 5. If we do 15 divided by 5, we get 3. And if we do this divided by 5, we get 8. Now, what's going to happen to some 6th graders? They will look at choice A and say, oh, I see a 3 and I see an 8. That's probably right. Well, it's not. 3/8 is not equivalent to 3/80. So A is off the table as a choice. Now, really, quite frankly, so is B, because if the numerator is 3, how can the denominator be 8 and have this be equal? It's just not equal. So A and B are off the table as choices. So how do you go from here? Well, you have to take this purple value. You could really use the blue value also if you wanted to, but you need to turn it to a decimal. So how do I do that? You take the numerator of 3 and you divide it by the denominator of 8. And you need to add some zeros. So I'm going to suggest putting 3 zeros. And let's raise the decimal. All right, now I want to remind you all that when you divide this, you're getting a decimal. You're converting this fraction to a decimal. It won't be a percent yet. So remember, there's changing a decimal to a percent, and then there's changing a percent to a decimal. Something about moving the decimal 2 positions. So I'm not going to tell you which way to go because hopefully you remember that because this is a test after all. But you have to move the decimal 2 positions because these are both listed as percents. So be very careful with that. Finish up the division and good luck.